Hey everybody, today we're going to be ranking every single TDX boss, or at least to the best of my ability. Note that this might take 2 parts because my phone can't save that much video at one time, so like and subscribe, and if there is a part 2, I'll make sure to, post it. Anyways, let's get started. First boss is the Plague Doctor. Usually the first boss you'll encounter in game unless you get carried and beat Expert first try. I don't think that's going to happen to you. But anyway, I think the Plague Doctor's kind of mid, but that's honestly kind of deserved for the first boss of the game. It doesn't really fit into the same style of war mechs in intermediate, endless, expert, and whatnot. So it's kind of weird. It's a little bit out of place. I don't get it. He is pretty cool. He has 4 different attack types. He can turn rainbow, which is pretty dang cool. And he's just a first boss, so it's pretty solid for being a first boss. I'll put it in A tier. The next boss is Predator. Predator's a pretty interesting boss, as it's the first one introduced in the game that can actually attack and kill your towers. Along with this, the Predator also has a counterpart, the Frost Predator, commonly shown in the Apex Predator boss fight and in the winter events. The Predator really only has 1 attack, which is just shooting his handgun. It doesn't really do too much damage, and, it's a pretty easy boss. It's a good introduction to intermediate mode. It's definitely not my favorite boss design-wise, and I'm definitely going to rank Snow Predator and Predator differently because I definitely prefer the Snow Predator design. I'm going to put Predator in C tier and Snow Predator in B tier. I forgot to mention that the Snow Predator also has an add-on of freezing your towers upon shooting them. Eradicator's a pretty cool boss. He's got a lot of health and he's the final boss of intermediate mode. He appears in endless mode as well, but that's later. Anyways, he has a lot of attacks, ranging from missile attacks to sword attacks to, I think he has an EMP attack too. And his second phase has him walking slightly faster than normal, with probably a boosted attack rate, I'd like to think. And yeah, his second phase also comes with a visual change, a red eye under a broken part of his front mask. A pretty solid boss for a pretty solid game mode. A tier. The revived Plague Doctor at its core is just a regular Plague Doctor, but 2.0. It has mechanically upgraded limbs for the parts that it lost during the first fight, and now almost all of its attacks can dish out DPS to the towers. I think the visual design is a huge upgrade from the first one, changing almost everything about it and giving it robotic limbs to fit in more with the Eradicator style. It also could have pretty big lore implications with Dr. Xenon and the Eradicators. Even though I said that it has a pretty good design, it's certainly not my favorite out of all of them, so I'm gonna have to put it at B tier. The last one on this tier list is the Eradicator Mark II. This one is probably going to be the first and only S tier of this video. It portrays its upgraded form perfectly, and I think it's just a really good and strong boss that can deal out a lot of damage and look really cool while doing it. Its rage mode also applies the same visual change, the red eye inside of it, so yeah. I mean, it literally has miniguns on its arms. What else are you supposed to say about it? Not only that, but when it dies, it doesn't fly away. It loses all of its limbs and explodes, which is pretty cool. Overall, just a great boss to end off all of the main game modes. So yeah, that's gonna be the video. Like and subscribe if you want more, and maybe I'll do an endless mode bosses tier list as well. See you later.